Hi everyone, this is Dawn Marie with Creative DME. So what I am going to do today is I'm going to dye some dummy papers or whatever you want to call for junk journals. Now, I have done something like this once by mistake, and I'm going to see if it works again. So I am going to take this, right? And I know it puffs up, but I want it fairly wet, and I'm going to turn it over so I can get the other side too. Okay, and you can see it's stuck to my, I use this because I can lift them up pretty easily. It's shallow, like that. So, what am I going to use to dye these? Well, I need some purple for my journal I'm doing this month. So, I went to the store and got some Kool-Aid. So, what I'm going to do here, and my hands are already turmeric-y, so I'm not going to put gloves on because I don't give a rat about what this looks like. So I'm going to just put a tiny bit in my palm, and I'm going to sprinkle it on top of this. So can you already see that that's starting to spread? But this is my new bottle, by the way, it's glass. I'm gonna put some extra water on it and move some of this around. So you see how it's spreading onto the paper the more water you put on it? For some reason this is really wiggly, and so you can see that it's definitely starting to spread. So this is my spreading from dry to wet, or how I figured this out was that by mistake, I had some paper down and I was putting coffee into one of these to shake up the coffee powder, and it dropped on the wet paper, and it did this blossoming thing is what I'm going to call it. And it sort of course it all smells like grape right now, which is probably the worst smell in the world. It reminds me of Dimetap from when I was a kid, because I was sick a lot and I had to take it. So now that it's this wet, you might want to take a little bit more and see if it will give it a little bit more dimension. And it will also start, you can see it gives little trails. Can you see it's like comet trails or sperm trails or whatever you want to do, the newer ones. Now, one of the things I do know about drink mixes. When I was younger, I remember people who worked at a powdered drink factory, and them coming out and being covered in the stuff. And when they would spray themselves off of their suits, it would be multiple colors going around. So that's what my idea is for this, is I would like to see like the oil slick. And it works too on the other side. It comes all the way through, but if you want to flip it over gently, because this is not like watercolor paper, this is just scrap paper. Can you see how it's going from dark? It's sort of giving streams. So I'm going to move that little one around with a little bit more paper and a little bit more water. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here. I know you can see I have it. It's one of these cases that the lid stays on, so they sort of dry up above me. Let's try this paper. Now, obviously, it's already sort of wet down there, so I'm just going to, you can either wet the page itself or just put more down. And you're going to see there is already some purple in there, but I'm just going to spray it down. Let's try some more. Let's go like this and be crazy. I don't want a lot to come out, but so there's my purple. And then I'm going to add some more to the top and see what happens. Oh, you can see it's starting to flow right down here already. And I know it looks black, but it is grape Kool-Aid. Dimetapp flavored Kool-Aid. I'm going to put a lot here because there is a lot of stuff there. Okay. You can add, it's going to be hard for you to see, but every time one of those little drink things pop, can you see it bubbling up here? And that gives a really good, like extra whatever to it, because you can see they're sort of just like, let's see what the back looks like. Back is working good. I'm just going to do this down. I'm not going to do any more on the back. And I'll stick it above. And it will also dye farts. That was my phone, by the way. I hit it. I have it on the edge of my thing. It will also spread. So, so this paper right here is what they use for air traffic control. I'm just going to try to sop up some of the stuff that's already on here with it. And I know it's going to be putting sort of a blackish purplish color right on top of the blackish purplish gray, but let's see what happens on this one. Let's wet it down. This is more like, it's hard for me to explain. So when I was going to school, when everybody was younger, they had the printing paper that was like the math paper. Actually, it was always math paper. That's what this is. I'm going to see if I go around in a circle like this, what it does. If it looks like a tornado on it or something. Okay. See, purple fingers. Now let's see. Add some water. And like I said, when those crystals of color and flavor, they're popping. And you can actually see it. It looks like it's like a little raindrop on it. But it's making these great colors. So when they make up a drink, they have to use multiple colors to make the purple. So there's probably, like you could see, the black color and the red color. I think the black is probably a very dark blue. I'm going to flip this over for a minute and see if I can get some of that stuff in there. Nope, it just went onto my surface. I have paper towels here. But it's also draining from the top ones into the sides. So if I use my paper towel to clean it up, my paper towel will be dyed a little bit purple too, and I can use that. I don't want it to go through the... So see? Oh, actually, you could see the blue and the red on this one. See the blue and the red come out? That's what makes the purple dye. So I'm actually going to pull up a little bit of this because I want to see. You can see blue and red on that. I'm going to put this down at the bottom. Now it is really fragile, so we have to be careful. And it's going right through. I'm not worried about that. Okay. I am going to switch to a different color. I know the purple is still open, but I do want to do some other colors. And some of the purple may show up in it because, you know, it'll run down from the... I still have water underneath, and I do not want that. One of the other things you can do if you don't want a lot of the color to get, and it's easier to get the things apart, is if you do put, in fact, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to lift these so that they don't stick together. Some paper towels between them, because the paper towels do have, they can absorb the water, and you can make them so that they've got bumps on them so that they are easier to pick things up from. See, this one twisted over, so that one may not work. I don't want it to break. Okay, and then I'm going to put this one down next. And then you also have the paper towels to use. You could also use napkins too. You could also use tissue paper to put between them. In fact, I may go grab some white tissue paper because I've got like 1,000 thing of white tissue paper and don't need that many. But part of that absorbs the water, and part of it also helps the paper to dry out. Let's try the next thing. So this is ginger tea. And this does have a non-dairy milk to it. It does contain milk, but I don't think it's going to do anything weird. I'm curious to see what it does. So let's use this. They are bigger, but they should come out a little bit orange. Should. So I want to use this because blue is the opposite of orange. Okay, we're going to spray some water down. Okay, put that down there. Now, I also could put some underneath it and have it go, but I want to see what it does here first, because actually there's these, and then there's the milk at the bottom. You can see there's some powder that goes there. So once again, this is ginger milk tea. This is like that now to break down the little, what look like mouse turds, I don't know what they're going to do. So that's why this is a test. I have never used this one. I have done the other things. You can see that they're expanding with all the water. So the milk part, you can see is getting milky here. I don't know what that's going to do to the paper. But the other things are expanding. So it's almost going to put like freckles onto the paper. This one needs a lot of water, I guess, because they need to expand in them. But it's not that bad. It still gives you sort of a little bit of a rusty look without actually putting rust down on it. Let's see, what am I at? I'm at 14 minutes. Okay. I sort of wanted it to be a lot. There's an awful lot of water in that corner, so I'm going to do that. Sort of wanted it to be a little more. These are like jimmies. Mouse turd jimmies. I'm just going to let that sit for a minute and see how they spread, because these are the tea parts. The powdery stuff at the bottom is actually the milk part. So look, it's leaving little dots on it. I actually am liking that. Needs to be some more water over here. And I guess as far as they go, you could sit here and watch them all day. Because basically what they're doing is they're like, ooh, you know what? This is going to be loud, but I'm curious about if I move it around. I don't know where that is. My air pusher. No, I don't know where that is right now. I'm in the process of reworking things and cleaning, so it's possible that what I am looking for could be right in front of me, but I think I put it over where all my tool stuff is. Or did I put it on here? I hope you're enjoying watching the tea bloom. Now, they do have actual tea, of course, a real southerner, even though when I was growing up, we used Lipton tea, this is really wet. I'm going to put it someplace else. We used Lipton tea, the powdered. So this would actually work for the powdered tea too, because it would spread like this. But God forbid in the South, I don't even think they sell it down here. So this is what happens when you use ginger milk tea. I want to see if anything comes on the back side. It doesn't, but I'm going to stick that down. I think if you wanted just the polka dots, you might have to put them on sort of towards the end of the drying so that they just give the little ones. Because I just took that off and you can see that it pretty much dyed the page. But I want some of the polka dots. So I'm going to move this to a different location so the polka dots can just remind me it's behind me and on my chair so that I don't sit on it. And I may just keep putting some more of those polka dots down. Now, one of the problems is this one will have some sugar in it, and it might make it a little sticky, but I'm not, I'm not sure. That one was a total, I have this for a powdered drink, I want to try it kind of thing. It's got to be here someplace. I got 2 Kool-Aids. But I don't know where my second Kool-Aid is. Arg. Oh, here it is. I got peach mango because I wanted to see what color it actually is. And I'm hoping it's an orangey yellow. Let's do this paper. And we're putting that right down on there so it sticks. And then we're spraying it. Okay. Make my fingers dry. How about we do some Emerald Lagasse here? Oh, see? Look at the color of this one. Let's see what this comes out as. Bang! Bang! Bam! 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 Woo! Look at that color! Hey, color! Okay, so this color, you can tell that the colors that they used in this one were probably a red and yellow, because of course it's going to be red, yellow, and blue. And you can actually better see on this where it's melting down, it's bubbling. So, Do I want to leave it like this so that it's all sprinkly cute? You know what? I think I'm not going to add any more water to this one. And it smells so much better than the purple. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. So much better than purple. Okay, I'm going to stick one piece. Now there is that purple one on top. Yum. That one's good too. Oh, I ripped the corner. That's okay. It can be fixed. Let's see what the bottom looks like. It is coming through the bottom, but I'm going to just do a little bam bam on this one too. And you make sure you keep you mix it up like this, because there are multiple things that make this up. So when I was going to college, I used to work at a school supply place and getting all the stuff to go out to the schools. It was called Hammett School Supply. But up the street was a powdered drink plant. And there were some people that would work the day shift at the powdered drink plant and then come up and work the night shift up at the down at Hammett School Supply. So they would have to, oh look, I got some of the orange on the purple on that one back there. It actually looks sort of cool. I may bam bam on that too. See what it looks like. And this is almost, I mean, that one's almost dry, so whatever it's going to spread on that one. See, that one turned very orange when I did that. So I'm going to put this up here and see what the next, let's try another one. Okay. So some of these sheets are all different kinds of like custom order sheets. What I do is about every month I go to a bin store, which is like a place where everything that you send back to Amazon or the overstock from Target goes. And on Wednesdays they have Dollar Day. So everything you get is $1. So there's always these very strange papers or books. One is a cookie book, one is sorry, there's that big clump there that I'm gonna from the last one. I'm gonna try to get it off a little bit. Okay, so I'm thinking I might want to be a little more diligent on the, well, not diligent, a little more, I'm going to take and just put it down at the bottom or at the top here. I don't know what you want to call it, right? And then I'm going to just do a little sprinkle up here so it almost looks like it's graduated. And then I'm going to spray, I'm going to turn this, make sure you guys can still see it, of course. I'm going to turn it so that I can spray it this way. So I'm going to try to get them to move down the page so that the higher color, the more dyed it will be at the top, and then it will run down to the bottom. Use my finger and try to get it up over that edge. Now it is still, you can still feel little gravelies on there, but pretty much I like that. I like it a lot. I am going to put a piece of paper up here so you can see all of mine up here. And then I am oh no, too much water. Yeah, I thought that might happen. I'm going to have to let this one sit for a little while to dry out here before I can peel it off. Okay, I'm back. I did blow dry it a little bit, but I want to show where I messed up this corner right here. I took a piece of napkin, just the white side of the napkin, and sort of stuck it with the water and pressed it in a little bit. You can see it's sort of coming up here, but I don't need it to stay there. I need it to fix this corner. Again, you can see right here where I tried to lift the page. And then you just put a little bit more water on it and it binds to the page. Now you can also, if you have water and glue in a bottle, you know, just use that and it will obviously stick better because it will have the water and the glue in it. But I did oh, it didn't really work. I did get my blow dryer out, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick this corner up that's all messy. And I'm going to put it down. It's probably not going to stick. But I'm going to put it where I want it. And who knows? Maybe it will look funny up there in the corner and we'll want it to stay. I did over wet that one. So you have to remember there is a point where you need to stop. I just got too playful. So I do like that orange color. Now orange itself, like if you got orange Kool-Aid, would probably be a lot more orange. This one is a little muted, which actually matches my colors maybe. I don't know where my... I might need to add a little bit of tea dye, but this is what I'm trying to do. And that is a little closer to the yellow than if I yellow-orange. Okay, so I did bring my turmeric down. I'm going to move this like I've had them sitting up there. I hear my husband's home. Can you just shut that off and turn the oven off? So I'm going to do turmeric now. I'm going to use this page. Okay. And there's that. Sticking it down, and then we're going to... This bottle is from the Happy Place in Target, where things are like, you know, the $5 or whatever. Now, remember, we don't want it too bad because Dawn Marie goes a little crazy with that water there. I am going to make sure that I can pick it up and that it's on every side. I can pick it up. Okay. Now, turmeric. I already have turmeric on my hands because I give the dogs some turmeric in there. I make a mix-up for them, and turmeric is one of the things I put in it. So that's what I was doing yesterday. So I actually used the end of the turmeric, which is why I got to go to the store and get some more turmeric. This does have a sprinkle thing, and you can use the sprinkler. My hands are already messy. I might as well use this way. Okay. Now, turmeric is not, a lot of people do not like the smell of turmeric. It's a curry. It's a curry scent. So I'm just going to sort of finger paint with it and see what it does. Now you do, like for instance, doing this like here, I do tend to rinse it off afterwards. And I use a lot of paper towels when I'm doing this. Yes, I could wear have some more here that I'm going to just stick under turmeric dyeing. So I'm just going to stick that on so the bottom's going to get wet. Of course, I could make a mess here and just start throwing everything on and let it dry like that. Let's see if we put some of this on with the turmeric underneath it, what that will do. And let's throw some ginger milk on. I'm actually to the bottom of my pile. So at the bottom of my pile, I usually like to make a mess. Make a mess, make a mess. That's one of my favorite things to do. And the smells in this room is going to be quite weird between the purple and the mango and the chai tea or the ginger tea. Although I'm going to like the smell. So I'm going to put this on top of that one. And it's just a big sandwich. Because we're wondering what's going to happen with all of these together. I'm hoping. Now I could also be spraying a tea dye with this. You know what I mean? I already have tea in my bottle. Which could bring out the darker colors too. I'm going to put some more too. Oh, actually I have the sprinkle on it. Maybe I'll use a sprinkler. You can see where the water takes it actually does help spread it, just like with the other things. Okay, let's get this one wet. Okay, let's see. I'll try a little bit of purple. See, it's already starting to spread, and it's going over onto some of the other paper, which is fine. I'm going to take a bigger sheet now and put on top of it. Okay, and let's spray it. Purple's coming through. Yeah, curry, grape, and mango, not so good. Okay. I think I'm going to put some more of this. I have no idea. Somebody's here. Oh, I wonder if that's my dog's. My little Levi Poo-Poo's knee has been bothering him. And I know that that's a very big cost medically. So I bought him a brace. We've been giving him, you know, anti-inflammatories and all that fun stuff. But I'm seeing if I put the curry on top, it makes this a little darker. And I like to overdo things all the time, as you can see. I like just color everywhere. This is from a message from a 100-year-old, like somebody was having a 100 years birthday party. And obviously, maybe she died before she did it, but they had sent it back. So that, once again, is one of those sheets from the dollar bin store that I was telling you about. I find all kinds of different weird paper that way. Put some milk tea on this one. And you can see some of the milk stuff is coming out now because that sort of goes to the bottom because of the, it's smaller. You remember your science classes now, guys? So this is a double sheet. It's called story paper, and it's for little kids to write their story on the bottom and to illustrate on the top. And I believe I have one more sheet of paper. And I'm going to put some curry powder on this one. And then I'm going to let them dry a little bit, soak up some of the fun here. And then when I come back, I will show you what I have. I may even have to dry them myself to get some of the, I really want some pretty colors in here. So this is powdered drink dyeing. And you could even use the little powdered drink packs that you get, the little ones, so you don't have to use an entire thing. So I do want to show you something. To make sure that your paper doesn't stick very well, or you want it to do, I crinkle up just some plain copy paper, and this actually doubles your printing, because there's a piece of crumpled paper, and then you start putting the paper that needs to dry that's really wet between them. You can see I missed one page in here. So then I'm going to go and grab a piece of copy paper and wrinkle it up. You can also wrinkle up tissue paper. I told you that already. But if you make it a little bumpy, the air will get through it first. This one was bumpy, but it flattened out because the... Okay, are you ready for the dry powder reveal? Now, this was fun yesterday. In fact, when I looked at my camera this morning, there was crust on it from me doing my BAMs, my Emerald Lagasse BAMs. Abby is sitting up out of my shirt right now, wanting to be on camera, but she's not. So we're going to go through the papers. If you remember, I put crinkled white paper between each one of the ones that I did. Sherman, if you're going to bark, go downstairs. So some of these are the crinkled paper that I put inside, and some of them actually came out better than the actual papers. So this was crinkle paper that I put so that things could air dry between them. And I love all the colors, and this one's really subtle, which helps because some of them are very bright. This one I am calling my tie-dye piece of paper, and I think this is just awesome. Look at the way those lines hit, and you can see with the purple that it comes out in multiple colors, because those are the colors that are in to make the purple Kool-Aid. I think this was one of the ones towards the end that we just put everything on. So you can see the spice up here. I've brushed it off once. I might have to brush it again, but it also got some of the purple on it, which I think that's really cool. This was the one that we put in a circle around, and you can actually still see the circle in the red, and then the blue bled out from it. So it almost looks like there's a weather pattern on this piece of paper, which would help because this is the paper that is used on like mission control and flight pattern stuff. So I really like that paper. This was one of the job lot ones, and it had broken up here, so this one I had repaired on its own with just some tissue. But this one we had done with pretty much just the mango. This one I think was the one that I started really strong at this end and moved it this way because it's like stiff down here from sugar. Well, no sugar, but you know what I mean? You can it's got a different texture. So that was the one that I think I tried to make go down like a waterfall technique. It really didn't work with that one. I think it would work better with the purple. This was just the spice one. And I really like the yellow that it gives you. But I'm not... So yellow isn't my favorite color, but my house is colored yellow. This was an in-between one. Oops, there's still one stuck to the back. Oh, see, this is what it looked like first with all of that spice in there. So, and then I brushed it off. I don't think I have a brush handy. Like I said, I'm still working on my studio. I think I've put that over where all my tools are. When I come to one that I need on my table, I'll bring it over, but originally I put all my tools in one space. So yes, this is what, I don't know how I missed this, but this is what it looked like. So this is really grungy and nasty, and this will fall off really fast. And I'm going to set that to the other side because it needs to go over there. So this was one of the white pages between. And I really like this one because it's got brown and yellow and orange and a little bit of purple. I like this side. We'll see what this side looks like when I clean it off. I don't know why I didn't do that. So now there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff hanging. This, I think, was just going to be the mango. And I don't think that the mango worked. Oh, no. No, no, no. You know what this one is? This one is the tea. And the reason why I can tell that is, can you see all those little dots on here? That's where those little tiny dots landed. So it almost embossed this paper with all the little dots from that, I want to say chai tea, but it's not. It's like it's like the tea you get, Thai tea. Now this one, yes, I've brushed this one off already. So this had multiple things on it. This might have been one of the last ones that I did, and I put multiple colors on it. And I'll have to try to get more of that off. Now this one was just the Kool-Aid dye. Some other things got on it, you know, as I started stacking them up. But I really like how the Kool-Aid dye, the purple grape Kool-Aid dye, has so many colors in it. It's got a little blue, a little green, a little red, and it really ends up looking tie-dye. And muted tie-dye, not real bright. This was one of the pages in between, and that one was on a spice one, so it's just the yellow. Once again, I'm going to be having the spice all over myself. This was just a plain spice one, and you can see how brilliant yellow this one is. I'm thinking of seeing if there's a way to do something on top of this to somehow lift it up. I don't know if like alcohol will lift it up, but I am going to play with some of these papers to see what more I can do. And like I said, the white pages between actually, because I had crinkled them up to put them, to let air get between them, actually came out really good. Like, I really love some of the texture on these. And once again, this was a white one between. I think this was between the Thai tea. Now this one, even though it's got a couple rips in it, I think is amazing. And I really want to flatten this one out to see what it ends up looking like flat. But you can see I also have some holes to fix. So this was mango. I think this was one of the ones we put a lot of stuff on because there's some yellow from the spice and some purple. It might have even just been like between something. So one of the things I did, I went downstairs to wash my hands with the Ultra Dawn. The stuff comes in the spray bottle. And as I started washing my hands, the suds were just so cool colored that I like ran over really quickly. I had a piece of brown paper sitting on my table that I use if I color or anything on the kitchen table. I put this down, or I put a piece of brown paper underneath it so nothing will get on my table. So I dropped the suds on the paper, and I didn't expect anything. But can you see that white came out, which is probably from the soap, and then the blues from the purple dye. So that was a total experiment that I was not expecting, and I'm really enjoying that. So I'm wondering, you know, if we play with some soap and color, what might happen. Once again, one of the ones that was in between, but look at all the texture. So if you're dyeing something and you need air to get through them in the winter, because I do a totally different setup in the summer. I have a thing that I hang outside and put them all down flat, and they dry real nice. But in the winter, it doesn't work that way. I know I'm in North Carolina. It's still warm here. And it's supposed to get up to 70 on Thursday, but it wasn't when I was doing these. This weekend was probably the coldest weekend we've had. So, like I said, this one, I love the colors on it. Look at that yellow that came out. And I don't even know what made that color. Whether it's the mango and it's separated, whether it was the, because I do know that this is the chai tea. If putting the chai tea in there somehow did it. But this was one that I just stuck between. Now this one is 100% of the, well, there might be a little bit of the mango down here, spice, which I'm going to be brushing these for days. That's the only thing, downfall to using spices, is they tend to stay on. The Kool-Aids, there was nothing extra left on. The chai tea, or the Thai tea, there were some things that stayed on. So this was that double page that we had that every page looks different. So this is one side, which I think is really, really cool. I mean, that right there looks like it could be a universe, right? And then we open it and it's really light because it's got the purple from this side. And then remember, I had put the mango on the inside. So it made it like, look, that's a cloud right there. I mean, that's totally a cloud that I could put on a painting and everybody would think, oh, there's a storm coming. And then the back had some of the chai tea on it. A Thai tea, excuse me. I don't know what chai tea would do to it. Because you could mix the spices for it yourself, and they would probably come out like the spices did, but they might come out in different colors. Because cinnamon might come out a little browner than like nutmeg. I also am wondering what pepper would do on some of these, whether it would come out as like a little black spot. So there'll be some more playing with spices and paper soon. This was one of the in-between ones again. Lovely. Look, it looks like a flower. There's the stem, and there's the flower. I almost like the ones in between more than I liked the ones that I did. But, you know, putting this in a journal like this, I mean, that's an excellent page to add something to, or even to just write on. Beautiful. I love it. This was from the 100-year-old message book. This one was, I believe, a chai tea one. I did get some mango on it. And this was the spice, the yellow. And this is the last in-between one. But I'm not finished. I had put paper towels between some of them. Remember that? Well, a lot of them turned out very orange, which is from the mango, which is fine. This one is very orange and yellow, but can still be used to make a junk journal. Here's a little tiny piece of one that's got some browns on it. And you know what these will make really good is faux rice papers. And I might have to do a tutorial on that one. But these will make excellent faux rice papers, which maybe I might have to do this afternoon because that sounds like, I love making them. Sounds like a lot of fun to me. Once again, this one got a little bit of the purple and pink on it. And this one has a really cool design on it anyway. They're almost like little swirls. You can see it more on this side. This one is really, really cool. This one has a lot on it. This one was the one that was in between the double-paged papers. So it's got the orange and the purple on it. Once again, this will make excellent faux rice paper. Here's just a piece of napkin. This one is my tie-dyed one. I mean, this is just spectacular. Another really orange one with a little bit of tie-dye on the corner. That is my cat playing with something I have up beside my window. And I think that her claw is, nope, she got it out. That's Henrietta. The 3 kittens that I saved from somebody leaving them. I caught him actually dumping them, and I pulled up and I gave him the what for. Used every wonderful language in the book. And the kittens were in a crate, and he wanted to... I told him to put the crate in my car, and he did, but then he started to unlock it, and I asked him what he was doing, and he said, I want my crate back. And I said, oh no, that crate belongs to the cats, and I'm taking them now. So, but I sold it the next day for $40. Yay! And it was a brand new crate, and that's what he had said. It's a brand new crate. I said, I don't care. That's the price you're paying for trying to dump your cats. I said, if you really want to dump them, I said, I'll call the cops right now, and they'll be down here in 30 seconds because the police station is just down the road. So he finally gave in and let me take them, and I was expecting to find them homes. However, they each attached to different people or different animals in my household, and we kept them all. So we have Charlie, Freddie, and Henrietta. If you can tell me and write down on below where we got those names from, I'll give you a big thumbs up, and maybe I'll send you a piece of this made into faux rice paper. We'll see how many people get it, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do. And once again, this was a really good one. And this one, now one of the paper towels I used, oh, I think they're all double sheets. Look, watch this. And it'll make even better rice paper this way, because you pull them apart and they're thinner and they'll come out almost see-through when you do that. So, once again, this is Dawn Marie with Creative DME Designs. I hope you got some great knowledge from this. It was fun. So go out and try some powder dyeing. I don't know what we're going to call it. Powdered drink paper dyeing? That's another thing you all can put down in the comments. Is what we should call this, because I think it should be called like powdered drink or powdered drink. Whatever it is, it's got to be powdered. So, because that's part of the big part of it, is that the powder dissipates and makes other colors. So definitely the purple does. Now, Kool-Aid, I only got 2 at the store, but I think the next time I go to the store, I'm going to get Kool-Aid. The other thing is that I do drink a lot of the little small pouches that will make like 3 sheets. So I'm going to start testing on those too, because this is so much fun. Once again, this was Dawn Marie with Creative DME Designs. Please click like, subscribe, put a comment at the bottom. Let me know how you feel about this. And once again, I always say like and if you decide you want to play a drinking game with it, you'll be extremely hydrated or you will be drunk at the end. And always remember that your fur babies are your forever family, and give them hugs and kisses and love. And Enjoy your day. Bye.